Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. This morning, we give you a piece of breaking news from New Idea magazine. Shock claim, Harry forced to sell personal belongings to pay bills. The rumor mill went into overdrive recently, after it was speculated Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were a bit strapped for cash now that neither of them is working. And now, it appears the Duke may have resorted to drastic measures, after a source has sensationally claimed that he has sold a few of his priceless possessions to make ends meet. According to Globe, Harry has secretly sold off his old hunting rifles, which were reportedly estimated to be worth close to $100,000 $60,000 US. Harry and Meghan are feeling a financial pinch after moving to California, Z-Source reportedly claimed to the American publication. The insider went on to allege that having to finance their own security and pay rent on their former home, Frogmore Cottage, has only added to Harry and Meghan's financial woes. And with animal-loving Meghan reportedly not approving of hunting, the source said Harry's decision to sell his guns appears to have been an appropriate course of action to take. Harry sold the rifles for quick cash to help cover expenses, which killed two birds with one stone by making Meghan doubly happy, the insider claimed. The rumored sale comes after other sources reportedly claimed the cash-strapped couple were starting to worry about their future in the wake of their highly publicized royal exit. A source claimed to In Touch, "This independence is what Harry wanted so badly. But the truth is, it's been a real struggle to adjust to the real world." The source went on to describe how Harry's never had to worry about money, which has apparently made it difficult for him to grasp the concept of budgeting. What's more, Harry and Meghan can't make money by doing the planned speaking engagements and appearances they had looked forward to, and like the rest of us, have to face the fact that bills still need to be paid. They're still spending a ton, the source adds. They're going to end up broke. Meanwhile, CCN reported, control freak Meghan Markle dismisses biography, but she's fooling nobody. It hasn't been released yet, and the author already feels that he has had his money's worth from jCLhXbCh814's new Meghan Markle and Prince Harry biography. Aubrey Hanson from CCN said, "The amusing tweets have been worth the price alone, but now we're getting some hilarious quotes from the Sussex camp themselves. Honestly, this is the kind of publicity that money cannot buy. I love it. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry must think the general public are morons." According to an Australian news outlet, there was a statement released by an official spokesperson on behalf of Malibu Meg and Hollywood Harry which read, "There has been no organizing from our side in terms of who they have spoken to. It is not an official, authorized, or endorsed book. The authors have not had interviews with the Duke and Duchess. We have asked to see a copy ahead of publication." Seriously? Are we expected to believe that nonsense? Everything Meghan does is carefully choreographed. Including this new biography. Meghan Markle, the queen of control freaks, is allowing a reporter who's been peddling her insider comments as news for years to write a book about her completely unburdened by her overbearing, controlling shadow? Yeah, right. This is the same Meghan Markle who was described as insecure, spoiled and controlling by a photographer who had the misfortune to work with her. They claimed that she demanded final approval on every image shot of her. The same Meghan Markle who demanded that a feminist climate change group seek her approval for any text or images used online to publicize her charitable appearance before publication? This is a woman who carefully choreographs everything she does, including her charity work. There isn't a hope in hell that jCLhXbCh814 is writing this book without input from Meghan Markle. Why do you think jCLhXbCh814 was chosen to write this book in the first place? Scobie was chosen to pen this puff piece of a biography precisely because he can be easily controlled and manipulated, like most of the men Meghan Markle allows in her life. He isn't a recognized biographer. He's a candy-floss journalist who deals in gossip and locker room whispering. Compare him with Britain's most feared biographer Tom Bauer, who apparently has a book on Meghan Markle that he's writing. It's like comparing a Chihuahua pup with a grizzled, adult Rottweiler. The spokesperson for the Sussexes also claims that both Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are relaxed about the access the authors will have to people close to them. I have no doubt Prince Harry will be relaxed about it. He probably doesn't know much about the book, and I doubt the authors will bother reaching out to Harry's friends. After all, Meghan's friends are Harry's friends now. He doesn't need his family and old friends. He has Meghan, which is all he needs, right? And finally, this book isn't about Prince Harry. It's about the star of the show, Meghan Markle. Let's be absolutely honest here. This book has nothing to do with Prince Harry. We all know that he's just part of the supporting cast in the live-action Disney story that is Meghan Markle's life. This book will be all about Meghan's struggle for acceptance within the evil, nasty royal family. It'll be a complete reimagining of her childhood and formative years, telling us how tough life was for a young girl growing up with access to private schools and further education paid for by her father. Give me a break. A source close to the royal family told the Sunday Times that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's story was a soap opera. I can't think of a more apt description. Also on the CCN, they report, it's pretty much common knowledge that Meghan Markle is a control freak, from how she controls Prince Harry's life, to even little things like how she handles his public appearances. And Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been in a toxic relationship since their wedding day. A Psychology Today article written by Andrea Bonnier PhD details several signs that your partner is controlling and that you're in a toxic relationship. The first and most obvious sign is isolating you from friends and family. Andrea comments on this sign, it may start subtly, but this is often the first step for a controlling person. Maybe they complain about how often you talk to your brother on the phone, or say they don't like your best friend and don't think you should hang out with her anymore. Or they try to turn you against anyone that you're used to relying on for support besides them. Their goal is to strip you of your support network and thus your strength, so that you will be less likely or able to stand up against them whenever they want to win. Now please, tell me that doesn't sound familiar? It's worth noting that Andrea's quote an article described the person being controlled as having a female best friend. This, of course, suggests the person being controlled is female, which is usually the case. This is also why many men who find themselves in this position don't receive the attention their female counterparts do. It's easy to say, Prince Harry, if he is being controlled, has to stand up for himself, but it isn't that easy. With that said, it should come as no surprise that Malibu Meg's wedding day was no different. Anyone indicating that they were willing to attend the wedding ceremony of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry was given a 7-page instruction booklet detailing how they should dress, act, and what they were allowed to bring. First things first. Hand over those mobile phones and cameras. That's right, Meghan and Prince Harry don't trust their loved ones and close friends enough not to film them or take any compromising photos at the wedding. In a way, I feel sad about that. Imagine not trusting your close friends not to sell photos or videos of you to the press. That's either a whole new level of pathetic or a whole new level of paranoia. According to her father, Meghan Markle has always been controlling. In my opinion, the footage that has emerged over the past year of Meghan Markle controlling Prince Harry during public appearances is very telling. As I've seen claimed on social media, if this were a man controlling a woman in this way, we'd be hearing cries of how it's an abusive, controlling relationship. However, because it's a woman doing the controlling, it's mostly overlooked. Double standards, of course, but that's how the people who support someone like Meghan Markle tend to operate. They have their narrative, and nothing will change that. Even Meghan's father admitted years ago that his daughter was controlling, although, like any dad, he refused to believe that his little girl would be nasty or rude. He said, Meghan has always been a very controlling person, and that's part of her nature. She's never been rude. The ghosting I don't completely understand. To my knowledge, she's always been in charge, that's her nature, but she's always been polite with it. Poor old Thomas was to learn the hard way that Meghan Markle isn't daddy's little girl anymore. She'd sell anyone out if the price were right. Meanwhile, a royal fan discussed this book that the book will be released in August in hardcover and on digital. But the book I am dying to get my hands on is not being released in the US, it's being released in a month all over the world, because I checked, and pretty much anyone can get that book shipped from the UK but not here. Figures. What book? Oh, a tantalizing tale of truth dished up by Lady Colin Campbell called Meghan and Harry: The Real Story. She's written a bunch of other books, and this one won't be an all-access to Meghan's events kind of book. This book will tell what was going on according to people who worked with the couple, and perhaps a few far-flung royals. But if you're looking into what Meghan alone wants you to believe, then, by all means, read the fairy tale. Finding Freedom by Omid Scobie, a good friend of Meghan's and Carolyn Durand. The book will be available everywhere and is on pre-sale. You will be able to get a copy here in the US. No worries. In the meantime, I have to figure out how to get my paws on the other book. Well, I can get that on digital. Sigh. And that's the book that truly intrigues me. And you? What do you think about them? Please let me know in the comment section below and we talk about it. And remember to like and share my video if you see my video so useful, also as subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to get more news from the royal family. Now, have a nice day, and see you in the next videos.